Good morning again. I realized that as far as for quiz 2, I had already done 2 of the homework assignments. I hadn't done the one about angle bisector theorem, so here we are to do the one about angle bisector theorem. The angle bisector theorem basically says if you bisect the angle of a triangle, you cut the opposite side proportionally to the lengths of these two sides. It sounds pretty fancy, but basically what it's saying is this compared to this is the same as this compared to this. Now, I'm going to have to, again, do a little drawing. So I've cut and pasted this for us. Okay, so basically what you're saying is 3.2 compared to 5.1 is the same as the thing we don't know compared to 5.7. That's what the angle bisector theorem says. So now once we're here, we're doing this same problem again, where we're trying to solve rational equations. We've talked about it over and over and over again. So I'm going to multiply both sides by my denominator. So I'm going to multiply by 5.1. Again, forgive me for some of my horrible writing. I'm trying to write with a mouse. Again, also with my right hand, which is kind of backwards. Okay, so you multiply by 5.1 and 5.7. So again, when you take this times this, the 5.1's reduced, and you're left with 5.7 times 3.2. Now, here's the thing. Typically, I am not an estimator type person. However, okay, so now you take this times this, the 5.7's cancel. You're left with 5.1 times my question mark. Now, to solve this, you're going to take that times that, and you're going to divide by that number. So 5.7 times 3.2 divided by 5.1. Now, if you go back to the original question, it says, where'd it go? Oh, fiddlesticks. Don't change my problem on me. Oh, it's going to change my problem on me. Oh, no, we got lucky. It didn't change my problem on me. Okay, so it says round to one decimal place. So since we're rounding to one decimal place, we're obviously going to use a calculator here. So you're just going to take those numbers and type them in a calculator. So I'm going to use my phone. You can use your calculator on your Chromebook. Obviously, you're at home. You can use your phone, whatever you want to do. So I take 5.7 times 3.2, and I divide by 5.1, and I get that. So round that to one decimal place. I'm going to put my answer as 3.6. So we're going to minimize this, and we're going to say my answer is 3.6. All right. So now here we are again. So we're going to get ourselves something so that I can write on it. So here we go. This little thing right here. So again, what are we going to say? We're going to say question mark is to 3 as 2.8 is to 5.5. Now, again, you're going to multiply by the decimal. Now, if you start to recognize, you might start to recognize a pattern here on what you end up multiplying by. If you recognize that pattern, that's great. That's what some teachers give a shortcut name to. But I'm not going to talk about it again because I want to keep stressing how to solve rational equations. So we multiply by the denominators. The 3's reduce. I get 5.5 times my question mark, again, forgive me for my horrible writing, equals this times this, the 5.5's cancel, 3 times 2.8. All right, so again, I'm going to get my calculator because it wants an estimate. 3 times 2.8 is 8.4 divided by 5.5. I get this. So that's going to round to 1.5. So we're going to put in 1.5. Uh-oh, did I make an arithmetic error somewhere? Let's go back to my setup. Yeah, no, I didn't make an arithmetic error. I set this up wrong. I got the 2. Look, I did 3 is to question mark, and then I did So I did question mark is to 3. I have this one upside down. I made a mistake. Well, we got to fix that. So that's the setup wrong. See, I said I went this is to this, and then I went this is to this. This should be the other way around. So I made an arithmetic. I made just a setup error. My bad. You got to make sure and not make those kind of mistakes. But again, we all make mistakes. I make them, you make them. All we can do is, and this is again a great thing about Khan, is when you make a mistake, you can go back and fix your mistake. It gives you an opportunity to look at it again. So again, I can set it up this way. I can have question mark is to 3. That's perfectly fine. But I needed to put the 5.5, which is up there. I don't want that symbol. The 5.5 should have been on top. And the 2.8 should have been on bottom. Now again, I'm going to multiply by my denominators, 3 and 2.8. So I'm going to get 2.8 times question mark equals 3 times 5.5. All right, so again, I'm going to take 3 times 5.5. Then I'm going to divide it by 2.8. And it gives me this, 5.9. Now, by the way, just so you realize, I should have realized my answer was wrong if I had thought about it. Because if this is 3 and this is 2.8, this has to be longer than 1.5. Putting in it has to be longer than 5.5. It has to be bigger. I should have realized my answer didn't make any sense. If I had slowed down and thought about it, I would have realized I was putting in the wrong answer. So I need 5.9. There we go. Okay, same setup yet again. Again, we're going to come in, get myself a little picture here so I can draw on it. So we're going to go question mark is to 5.9. Is, now this time I'm not going to mess up. Question mark's on top, so 2.8 should be on top. They're in the same locations. They're both on the other side. And then the bottom's 8.1. And again, I'm going to multiply by my denominators. So I'm multiplying by 5.9, and my writing's getting worse. I'm getting lazier. Times 8.1. Getting in a hurry instead of slowing down. Okay, so this times this, 5.9, so I'm left with 8.1 times my question mark equals 5.9 times 2.8. So again, 5.9 times 5.9. 5.9 times 2.8 divided by 8.1. I get 2, basically. Now, again, I want to think about this for a second, just before I go put my answer. Should this be longer or shorter than this? Well, 5.9 is less than 8.1, so 2 makes sense. It should have gotten smaller. Might not be correct, but at least I know that I should have a reasonable answer. Okay, last one more time. All right, same thing. So 2.5 over 5.8 equals, again, I want this one, 2.7 over question mark. Again, I'm going to multiply by my denominators, 5.8 and question mark. And I multiply, 5.8s cancel. So I get 2.5 times my question mark equals, then this times this, the question marks cancel, 2.7 times 5.8. And one last time, I grab my calculator, I take 2.7 times 5.8, I divide that by 2.5, and I get this number. So it's 6.3. Now again, I'm going to ask myself, is this a reasonable answer or not? Because I made that one mistake. So 2.5 is smaller than 2.7. So 5.8 should be smaller, but look, it's pretty close. So I don't think it should be a big difference. I think 6.3 is a very reasonable answer. 6.3. All right, awesome. So hopefully this helps with the quiz. Again, I create another video I'm going to post. I'm going to repost the ones about solving triangles, basic and complicated, and hopefully that'll help out. If not, always ask more questions. Have a great day, guys.